Hey, my name is Deborah Winters. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a place where you will hear conversations with ordinary people telling their extraordinary stories. Hey guys, welcome back to Their Stories. I've been sitting with Lisa Torres and hearing her story of crime and drug use and the redemption of God. And if you didn't watch the first part, then you have to watch part one and see a couple of girls just like losing it, tears, crying. And so Lisa said to me while we took a break, she said, what did you say? When you retell the story, sometimes the enemy wants to bring shame.
Yes, so it kind of makes you want to not tell it almost.
Mm-hmm. And she was apologetic because she was trying to say, girl, y'all need to see the real, the true story. Our pastor, Sean, at Family Worship Center, had a message the first part of January, and he said, when you tell your story, don't try to make it clean and pretty. Just tell the story. And you remember that. You remember him talking about that in the message. So that's what we're not making this pretty. We're just telling it like it is, because there's hope in this story. So we picked it up. We left off when you're the father of your two kids, because he was never your husband, right?
Never my husband, right.
So he came from Texas with the girls for you to see them. And so pick up there when he came back from Texas.
He came back from Texas, and I started working at Denny's because my stepdad was manager there.
Okay.
So
I guess I didn't know that your mom remarried.
Oh, yes, my mom remarried.
Because she had a child at the same time that you both were pregnant at the same time.
Yes.
How old were you when you were pregnant with your first child?
20.
20. And she was 40. And so you were both pregnant with children at the same time. So was she married to your stepdad at that time?
She did marry him while she was pregnant, yes.
Okay, okay. So, we didn't talk about this, but your dad, your mom and dad separated, divorced. Where was he in your life? Was he in your life after they divorced?
He was. So that was I call him my dad, but that's my stepdad. He's been raising me since I was 1.
Oh, that was not your biological father.
No, my biological father hit the road when I was born.
So the dad that you talked about crying
in family
was your stepdad. So they divorced and then they remarried?
No, they divorced, and then my mom met somebody else, and he was part of that drug life as well.
Okay. Sorry, but I just had to bring clarity to some of this. So go ahead.
And so when my mom got pregnant, they turned their life around.
Okay.
And he was in prison as well, and my mom married him
in prison. So we were talking about two different men here. Your stepdad, who was from birth up, or 1 year old up.
Yeah.
And then this is a new man. Now, do you consider him your stepdad?
I don't call him that. I call him, Scott.
And he's a good influence in your life?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in church with your mom?
Yeah, for the most, when he can. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to leave that alone. Sorry. I always try before we record conversations, I look at people and I say, is there anything that we shouldn't talk about or I shouldn't ask about? And I did that with Lisa.
Yes, and I said it was an open book.
An open book. You can talk about anything.
It's like this, books like this.
So we just encountered a story that we're not going to go down. Okay. Because you never know. Okay. Anyway. We can laugh in the middle of it, right? Okay.
Yes. And
so go ahead. Sorry.
He came out of prison, and he got a job at Denny's and became a manager there. And so when I came home, he got me a job, and I started working at Denny's.
So you live with him? And his name is Scott?
Yes.
What's your mom's name?
Janet.
Janet. Okay, go ahead.
And so even after I found, I gave my life to the Lord while I was in jail, and I came home and I did well, I started to backslide again.
Okay.
but it wasn't to the extreme that it was in the past.
So did you dabble in drugs a little
No.
bit? Oh, so you never went back to drugs?
Never went back
So
to
you just
drugs.
weren't committed to him as your Lord and Savior. You just kind of were doing your own thing.
I started dating somebody
Okay.
that I grew up with, and we were together for about 4 or 5 years. And when that relationship ended, he basically told me, like, you need to find somebody who loves God like you do. Because I'm just
Really?
not. He had been through a lot in his life and turned his back on God. And it was just, we were engaged. We were going to get married.
Okay.
And
But he didn't want a part of that.
No, he left. And
So where did that tie in with the father of your children coming back from Texas? Was that before the children came back, or did the children come back right away for visits when you got out of prison or out of jail?
When I got out of jail, he came home from Texas
Right away.
Right away.
And you got to see your babies.
I got to see them.
And they were 5 and 7.
No, they were. So at that point, they were about 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so I started doing what I had to do through DCF and everything
To get them back.
Right.
And he was good with that. He wanted you to have them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's amazing. That was just a God thing, because some fathers wouldn't want
right.
that woman that was in jail multiple times to have his children back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and he we grew up together too, and he was in and out of jail as well. But as you know,
As he got older, he turned his life around, basically. Okay, we won't go down that road.
It just was not to the extreme that I was.
Okay.
Not to the extreme I was at all.
Okay.
But
he was working with you to help you get the kids.
Yeah,
back.
he wanted the kids to have their mom in
I
their
love
life,
that.
Stuff like that, and the kids wanted to be with me, because before we even split up, it was just the 3 of us, me and my 2 kids. He worked out of town a lot.
I see.
So
they didn't really have a relationship with him. Then they had to go live with him.
He would come home and go back and forth.
Yeah.
So he would be with them when he was here, but then he worked in other states, so he was gone a lot. So when I came out and he came back here and was working nearby in Orlando and stuff like that, I could see the kids.
Okay.
And then I started dating my friend that we grew up together and got engaged, and then he left, and I met my husband, who I'm married to now. He kind of lived the same life that I did.
Okay.
We had actually met in that life.
Okay.
And we were never close during that time, but I would always keep in touch with him through Facebook and stuff like that. And he was going through a hard time. He has 2 children with another woman, and they were, split up, and I was trying to talk to him, to give him hope, because he couldn't see his kids and stuff like that. And that's how we started becoming a thing.
So it started off as a friend thing.
It started off as a friend thing, and then, I would pray with him and stuff like that, and bought him a Bible on Christmas.
Did?
Yeah.
So was he a Christian? Was he trying to live that life, or was he still in the world just living?
Well, he didn't really know too much about Jesus.
Okay, he hadn't been exposed to it. Okay, growing up. Okay.
No, not too much at all.
This was a new thing for him.
Yes.
Okay.
And in 2016, I invited him to come to the Christmas Eve service.
Okay.
At Family Worship Center.
All right.
And he came with me, and then that's really from that point forward is when we started dating.
Oh, so this is 2021. So you guys haven't been married.
We've only been together 5 years.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. We've been married for 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so we were dating, and then we moved in together, and we're going to church, kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay, you're on the fence with it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then we went to a service on November 4th, actually, my dad's birthday.
Okay.
And John Bevere was a guest speaker.
Oh, I remember that. That was good.
And when he wrote his book, Kryptonite, I think it was.
Yes.
Killing Kryptonite,
Yes.
And I heard his message, and we went home, and I told him, I said, look, I'm going all in. Like,
good for you.
I'm going all in. So we decided to get married to honor God.
The tears could come again. So
Okay. We decided to get married. It was just me and him and God at the courthouse.
Really? Okay.
We got married, and I tell you what, ever since we made that decision, life, it's just been like an outpour of blessings on us.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Pedro.
That's right.
Yeah, he's an usher at our church. And so we're a family of 6 now. I have my kids all the time.
You do?
Yes.
Yes.
They live with me. He has his 2. All 4 of them live with us.
So what are their ages now?
So 8, 9, 15, and 16.
So yours are the oldest. And they all get along?
For
the most part. I mean, well, let me say it works pretty well.
It does.
Even with biological sisters and brothers, it's difficult sometimes.
We go to counseling.
Oh, do you? That's good. That's good. You're a blended family.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of counseling, and
oh wow. Okay, so we've got to get to college. So you were still working at Denny's?
No, went to Denny's I was at Denny's for about 5 years, and a friend that I worked with at Denny's got hired at Fred's Market. And
good home cooking.
Oh yeah,
Southern comfort food at Fred's.
yes. And she said, come over here. I would like for you to work with me. So I went and I got hired. They hired me as a
server,
and as a relief manager.
Yes. Wow.
I had the keys to the building.
Wow. With your record,
I know.
awful record.
It was crazy. It was the craziest thing. I used to think that all the time. Like, I can't even believe, like, I have the keys to this building right now. That people would trust me like that. It was just, because I've never been a trustworthy person before that. So, worked at Fred's, met Tammy.
Oh.
And
a mutual friend that introduced us.
Yes. Yeah. She has been such a godsend. And so working at Fred's. And
so what year was that, do you suppose?
I started in the beginning of 2016.
Oh, okay.
At Fred's.
Okay.
And I was at Fred's until the whole COVID thing happened.
Okay.
Really, until 2020. So I decided.
So you had your GED.
I had my GED.
So. And
paid off the debt that I had owed the school, because I had dropped out of college. I went to college in 2008.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I dropped out in the middle of the semester because I started doing drugs again.
So you had incurred school debt from that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thousands of dollars in
really?
debt. Oh, yeah.
Oh, how long did you go to school at that time?
I had went like 2 semesters, I think it was. But anytime you drop out in the middle of the semester, whatever you owed for that class, whatever you got from financial aid, you have to pay back.
Okay. So it was financial aid. Okay.
So thousands of dollars,
So you were paying that debt off.
Yeah. And went back to school in 2018, signed up.
Where'd you go?
Polk State.
Okay.
And when I started to go back, I was on academic probation.
Because you left?
Because I dropped out.
Okay.
And my GPA was a 1.9.
Okay.
So very, very low. And I just kept at it, totally by the grace of God, that I was able to work and with the kids and going to school.
And Pedro was in your life, and you were married to Pedro, and he was all in support of you going back to school.
Totally been supported. Oh, yeah. He supports me in everything. He's awesome. And I graduated December 9th this past year, 2021. With cum laude honor.
Did you hear that? So you went from a 1.9 to a
3.5.
Yes. Now that is just another example of how good God is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, okay.
So now I'm back in school. I'm going for my bachelor's.
You are?
And my business degree, and I'm getting my real estate license. I've already completed the 63-hour course. I just have to pass that exam.
In the natural, that real estate license is hard.
It's very hard.
I have 2 friends that went through that process, and oh, wow.
It's very difficult, yeah.
So you're doing that now?
And I got hired by Publix.
Yes.
Corporate. I start next month.
Yes.
So, just blessings upon blessings.
Awesome. Yes. And you start next month?
Yes.
They have great benefits. Publix. I have one of my best friends works for corporate Publix in real estate.
Yes.
Which is that the department you're going for? They hired you into what department?
So I have been putting in applications at Publix since I was like 18, but they never gave me a chance because
You're a bad girl.
Yeah. And so,
untrustworthy girl.
Yeah, I submitted an application for a part-time position in the IS department, and totally they reached out to me for the interview. I did the interview, totally bombed it. I remember like calling my husband and was like, "There's no way."
What is the IS? Information Systems. Okay.
Yes. And they called me back and they picked me. I was the only person they picked from the outside.
And they had knowledge of your prior criminal history.
They ran the background check and it cleared.
It cleared?
It cleared.
I mean,
I just called him yesterday. It cleared. She said, "You're good. It's cleared." I was like, because I've been, they said, "Oh, we have to do a background check."
And so your heart goes, but you had disclosed all the information to them. Do you have to disclose that?
Well, they didn't really ask.
Oh, they don't ask an application anymore?
Mm-mm. No, they didn't ask if I had ever been convicted of a felony.
So you didn't have to say anything about it?
No, but they checked, everything. She told me they, check your credit and all that.
That's a miracle, right? That it was a clear record? Because it stays, how long should it stay on your...
Well, I'm told that they go back generally 7 years. So we're going on like 11 for me.
Okay.
So I haven't been in trouble in 11 years. Yeah. So maybe I just...
That is awesome.
And I'm also, going to apply for clemency. I had to wait a little bit more time.
And what does that mean? Are you everything's expunged or what?
So when you get clemency, it comes from the governor of the state of Florida, and he only looks at 80 cases a quarter.
And how many cases are there a quarter?
Well, the lawyer told me I think there was like 15,000 people waiting on the list.
And you were one of the 80?
No, I haven't been approved clemency yet. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm going to apply.
So what does that do, clemency?
So it just wipes it's like a forgiveness, a pardon of everything.
Everything. And it
like
will
never even happened.
That is so exciting.
So I'll let you know when I get approved for that. Because I'm standing in faith on that.
When will it go before the governor?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It might take, 10 years.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how long it'll take.
Okay.
But
we'll be praying for that. When you pray, remember Lisa and favor with the governor. Well, you need favor that your case will
reach his desk.
Yes. That you'll be one of the 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting.
Yeah.
What a wonderful story. Anything else you want to say to those that are watching that are maybe in a bad place?
I just want to say that there's no place that you could go where God cannot reach you.
No, that's so good.
And he will pull you out of the pits, and he will never stop coming for you. His love for you is relentless. And there is hope. If I can do it, trust me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So just lean on him.
Yes. So good. Oh, so good. Okay. So we're going to take a moment to pray, because if you're new to this story and don't know God, don't know anything about God, or maybe you knew God and you've walked away from God, there's hope. So I'm just going to say that it's easy to get forgiveness. So you just have to call on the name of Jesus and forgive me. I've been bad. I've sinned in my life, but I'm ready to turn back to you, or I'm ready for the first time to come to you. Forgive me of my sins. I acknowledge that I am a sinner, but I know that you, Jesus, can forgive me. Forgive me. Come into my heart. Be my Lord and Savior. Make me clean. And you just commit to him that you will serve him going forward, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. It's been a wonderful time to be with you. And if you watched the first one, we had a lot of tears. This has been a little more...
my Kleenex.
Oh, bless you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.